like as a competitor at the venue? So I'm taking there was no audience, there was no video cameras, there was what was it? Just judges and the competitors on stage, or
so basically, the promoters they basically had all the cameras set up.
Yeah,
they had all the promotion value, they had everything set up. Okay, but nobody else, because there was no audience. There was literally the guys that were presenting the show and promoting the show.
Yeah,
the judges and the athletes, and that was it.
Okay.
So athletes weren't allowed to have their phones, weren't allowed to have nobody else with them or anything like that. So you literally, I remember walking up to the venue and walking to the door and then like getting there, and they said, okay, sign this contract saying you're not allowed to release anything on social media or whatever until we do, we say it's officially okay. And I'm like, okay, come this far, all right, sign it over. And I said, oh yeah, and you're gonna have to surrender your phone until after the show. So I'm like, oh, okay, give me a minute. I just gotta call. I gotta make a phone call.
Yeah.
I go over and tell them, look, I'm not gonna hear from you now until the show is done.
I'd be deleting dodgy stuff off my phone. Guys, I want to check that first.
That. Then you hand your phone in, and then you go into the pump-up room, and then you're waiting, and you're getting ready to go on stage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, literally, I mean, they had all the camera crew and everything, video and recording everything.
Yeah.
Everything, interviewing us, recording the whole thing and everything else like that. So we were like, okay, you know what? At least when the show is done, you're going to see everything.
Yeah. Obviously, no live streaming, nothing like that. So what about things like tanning and oiling? What do you do? Because, I mean, if you're by yourself, you've got no help, you're going to have to ask other competitors, or?
And this is the funny thing, because basically I had my tan day before the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in the hotel room, I'm by myself, don't know anybody in Korea, don't have anything to do about it. So it's all about improvising again. So I go down to the supermarket, buy a roller, like a painting roller.
Yeah.
Grab that in, get the total product. Just start going nuts, try and roller your back and roll yourself. So you can imagine all that, like, man. Like, what do you say? Like, it was a scene. Put it that way. There was tan everywhere, So you're like, okay, you got to get it done. What choice you got? So you kind of get down to the show, and they had guys doing the oiling and
okay, that's good.
Doing the last minute spray tan for us and everything else. I was like, okay, at least if I miss the spot, they're gonna catch it. So that's all right.
So for the promoters, I mean, now the word obviously must have got out to the government, or if the show happened, has there been any backlash for them for putting on the event? Have they had any hassle?
Because the government knows that the show was happening.
Okay.
So the government, they gave them the guidelines for the show.
Oh, right. Okay. That's what I was missing.
Like, so it wasn't like it was a hidden secret from them. The government basically gave them guidelines saying, I don't understand what it was given, but apparently we can't show the show live. You can't have audience. You can't have this. You can't have the athletes standing.
Because they're trying to prevent gatherings. They're trying to prevent fans coming and people, high mounts of people. So they're trying to. Right, I see. So that's right. Okay, I've got an idea of how it happened now.
So it's kind of like they were basically kind of following the government guidlines to try to make the show. Like, this is the guidelines we've been given. So the more they tighten up the strength on them, it was basically they had to comply to it. Yeah. So we finally kind of that's what for us athletes, we're like, as long as we get a chance to show, we've worked this hard. We just want to get a chance to stand on stage. So, hell, when the rest of it we can also out later, but at least let's get on stage. So basically, it was just basically that kind of mentality, and that's how the whole thing was kind of set up. So
you're back home now. You're obviously you're in a much, much better situation now. You've got access to your gym.